Okay, we're going to do some extra credit. For those of you who want to earn another 10 points on your projects, we're going to put spinner buttons on our input variables. And the purpose of a spinner button is to allow a user to run through various options quickly. And where I'd like you to start with your spinner button is on the interest rate. Once you can demonstrate that you can do one, I figure you can do as many as you would need to. So I'm just going to focus on getting one spin control into the worksheet, and this is how we do it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to highlight the data sections that hold variables, those rows. What I've done is I've gone and put the cursor on the row number, clicked and dragged, and so I have all those rows selected. Then I right click, and my row height right now says 15. Let's make it a 23 and see what happens. The reason why we selected them all at once is so that it's an even a way of expanding it. Good. So they're all expanded now. Give us a little more room. Let's go up, click out, and what you can't see are the format controls, but I know you know how to get there. So just what we're going to do, I'll move it up, is we're going to center the cells in, and we're going to align, actually they call it align. We're going to align the text in the middle of the cells. So let me bring this up. We'll select all of the cells and we'll align in the middle. So now we're all set up here. We go to the Developer tab. The Developer tab allows you to run advanced Excel functions. If you don't see the Developer tab, what you need to do is go to the File tab, go to Options, and that pulls up a screen looks like this. And customize your ribbon, and when you come over here you'll see Developer. It might be unchecked on your computer if you've never checked it before. Click on it, and that expands the controls that are available to you. So we'll hit OK, and you've got your Developer tab. Go to the Insert. Insert brings up two kinds of controls. There's Form controls and ActiveX controls. ActiveX has to do with web pages. You don't need to worry about ActiveX controls. Even though they look the same, they operate in many respects the same. ActiveX provides many more options for you that will just be confusing at this point. So select on the form controls this up and down button there. It's called a spin button. Hopefully you can see that, no problem. Click on the spin button, and then when you move your cursor back it's going to form a black X. Well, we're going to put a spin button by that interest rate. So let's just put our black X at the corner, click, hold the mouse, and let's make it about yay big. Now when I unclick on this, you're going to see the spinner button. Click off the spinner button. Right now it's just a picture. It's not hooked up to anything. It's not doing anything. Now the trick with a spinner button is that it will increment. It will change by 1 to another number. Your job is to convert that number that's being changed to some kind of meaningful information for your user. What we're going to do now is I'm going to show you how to use another cell to change that interest rate by quarter interest points. Okay, you've dropped your button. Now you put the cursor on the button, you right click on it, and it says Format Control. Go to Format Control. Now look at that interest rate, 6 1/4. Just forget the decimal place because the decimal won't work in the spinner. You can't use it. The spinner will only go up by increments of whole numbers. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to set the current value at 625, and let's say a 30% or 3,000 would be our maximum interest rate we'd ever want to look at, and our minimum would be 0, and our incremental change will be 25. Just in your mind, place that that decimal place in the number. But for right now, I can't have a decimal, so just multiply everything in your mind so that it's a whole number. The cell link refers to the cell that's going to change when you hit the button on the spinner. So let's put the cell link in F12. So I'll click there, click on F12, and we'll hit OK. So F12, you'll see, is 625. If I click outside that button now, if I click up, it goes to 650. If I click down, it goes to 625, up and down. And we're going to take the interest rate, and instead of a user-entered number there, what we're going to do is we're going to take that and we're going to change it to reference this cell F12. And just to follow our own rules, we're going to call F12 the spinner value. Okay. Now what we have is we have 6.25%. Instead, we're going to take spinner value and we're going to divide it by 100. Oops, didn't work. And why didn't it work? It didn't recognize my name. So let's use in formula spinner value. Now it recognizes the name. And what did I do wrong? Divided it by, I should divide by 1,000. Goes up and down. So let's do that. Instead of, let's try 10,000 there. Yeah, divide by 10,000. That spinner value. And now you're done. This is it. When I have an interest rate of 5.75%, my monthly principal is going to be constant, but my payments are going to change. Okay. So that is a spinner. In order to take that 550, which is a value that we don't need to see, your user doesn't need to know it's there, go home, go to your theme color or your text colors, make it white. You know it's there, but your user doesn't know it's there. So now you can go through and obviously we have a fixed principal on this one. So the relevant information is going to be what's that monthly payment going to change to when my interest rate goes up. And you can just look and see it happen right in front of your face. That payment goes up, goes down. So if we reduce this down to say 3%, our monthly payment is going to be $14,663.33. But our principal contribution is always the same in this one. So that's how to do a spinner button. And I encourage you to look for the extra credit, because there are some tests coming up that people just historically don't do well on, and I'll give you a little chance on each test to earn a few extra points. So this 10 points could make a big difference to you if you'll earn it. And I'd like to see you get out of here knowing how to do a spinner button. It's an excellent feature that sets your work apart from those of people that just know basic Excel functions. So good luck, and email me if you have any questions.